Hello. Today I'm going to be repotting, or replanting I should say, some stuff. I'll just come around because I'm on this side and hopefully the camera is okay too. Hang on a sec. Alright, so you've seen this garden bed before. This is where I've grown carrots and silver beet and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm building the new vegetable garden, I'm actually, like you probably saw in the new vegetable garden project video, changing this into a perennial garden, so herbs and artichokes and stuff like that. Now believe it or not, this is actually the artichoke in the possum attack video that got eaten right down to the ground. So far so good. Replanted it, fed it, looked after it, and it's come back alright. Now what I've put in here, I've moved some of the stuff from the other end, and I've actually put in, I've got some purple sage here, some regular sage and some tarragon there. Now what I'm going to do here is going to put in some oregano. So I'll just quickly, it's a little bit dry, so I'll just quickly give it a bit of a water in the hole. Just a little one. Now I've already pulled up the oregano, so this is it here. So try, when you do dig up something, make sure you get the entire root ball. You can see it's quite big. You can trim it a little bit, like this time of year it's best to do these types of things during winter really. There's less chance of like losing things, but I've got to do it now, so you can do it, just look after it a little bit. Alright, so this is oregano. Now what I would do is just grab the whole thing, alright? So you're pretty much holding it like so, right? Now you want to make sure that you're separating, you don't want to bury any of this top foliage or anything. We'll pop it into the hole, and that first thing, let it settle, and just make sure that that hole, the depth is going to be correct, okay? We don't want it too deep. It's a little bit deep, so I'll just pop a little bit more soil in. And that seems about right. That should be fine. Now I'll actually just turn it around so it's this way. So make sure it's nice and straight, alright? Now from there, just backfill. Just pat it down nice. Make sure it's all nice and smoothed out. We don't want any air pockets in the ground underneath that can cause it to rot, cause the root system to rot. Alright, now that seems about right. Now what I do from here, I just smooth out around the actual base and just press around. So I'm creating like a little basin, so when we water it, that water will naturally go in towards the plant and down at the root system. Alright, now from here, I'll give it some pellet food around here, and then I'm going to mulch it. Now I'll mulch this whole garden bed over properly, so I'm just kind of doing a quick one for the video at the moment. Alright, so that's it, pretty easy. Now, a lot of people think that this kind of stuff, this is sugarcane mulch, will actually blow away, but I've got a little trick. Once you put it in, water it in straight away, alright? And it tends to kind of mat together, and it doesn't blow away. So give it a good water. Now I've put a little bit of fertilizer in the water as well, which will help. Give it a good soak. That'll do. And what I'm going to do too from here is just knock it back a little bit. So I'll just trim it. Just some of the major ones. Anything that's kind of died off a little bit or got broken in the process. Just here and there. That'll reduce the size of the tree, or the plant I should say. So, because it's going to be struggling initially, because you've replanted it, so it wants to take on as much energy as it can. So if you reduce the size of the actual plant, it doesn't have to expend as much energy, and you should be alright. Like when you do it with bare-rooted trees, you prune them back straight away. So that should be fine. Now when you do transplant something like this, like in the warmer months, don't be worried if it starts to droop. alright, for the first couple of days. If it looks like it's going to die, just keep watering it and looking after it. It'll come back. When I put this sage in, it was like literally lying on the ground, alright, because it's just the shock of being dug up and replanted and what have you, but it'll come back. So this will come back fine. I'll move that stuff, I'll chuck that on the compost, and I'll just water it quickly again. But like I said, ideally you would do this during the winter months when the plants, even evergreen plants, are semi-dormant. But sometimes you can't always do it during winter, so you've got to do it this time of year. And that's pretty much it. Alright. Any questions, just give me a yell, but that's just transplanting evergreen plants. Herbs in this case, but you can do this with anything. Artichokes and what have you. Cool. Alright, let me just come around. Alright. If you have any questions, just give me a yell, alright? Cool. See ya.